Zombie Apocalypse.
How's it going, everybody? This is Tyler Drabo. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome back to another video. Alright, well, it's that time of the month again. It's time for another edition of Haulin Games. In this series, I'll talk about all the games that I got for each and every month from the year to my collection. And for this month, I'm going to be talking about all the games that I got for the month of May of 2021. Now, this was a rather interesting month because usually, like I said, I usually get my games on the first or third Monday of every month. However, there was actually a fifth Monday, and at one point, I was considering possibly getting some games for that fifth Monday of the month. However, because it was Memorial Day that day, I decided that it would probably be best to hold off on it. So no third day full of games for that particular month. However, there will be times later on where there could be 5 Mondays that I might decide that I'd use 3 Mondays instead to get some games in my collection. But again, that's just for another time. Anyways, as you can see, these are all the games that I got for this month. Obviously, it didn't grow when it comes to the amount of games that I got. However, it is still another pretty good, interesting mix when it comes to racing, action, crime, and war games as well. So very excited to share with you some of what I got for the month of May 2021. So that being said, I'm not going to waste any further time. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to go ahead and get started right away with our racing games. And for the first one I got is Super Pickups. Now, this was a game that was released in 2006, and it was actually the sequel to Super Trucks Racing, which I actually got in the April 2021 collection. And fortunately, unlike that one, this one is a gray disc, so I was able to get to play a little bit of it. And this is a rather interesting game. It's not like many other racing games. It's to say that because obviously there are some very interesting mechanics that are in this game, unlike in Super Trucks Racing. So obviously this is a rather interesting game that I got. Not so sure how much of this I will be playing, but this is still a pretty interesting find. And so obviously I'm very happy that I got this one, and I'm looking forward to playing this game a little bit more in the near future. Next one I got is called Alfa Romeo Racing Italiano. This was also another game that was released in 2006, and this is primarily based off of racing many different brands of Alfa Romeos across multiple different tracks. And to be honest with you, I'm really not so sure why I really got this one. I do remember having this game when I was little. However, I don't really remember too much about it, and all I know about this one is that there was an interesting deal offered this off of eBay, and so I thought for the sake of it, why not just go ahead and add this to my collection and have this game again. But going to be honest with you, this is probably the most random purchase out of all the games that I got this month. So this game I'm probably not going to be playing too much of. However, I felt like it was nice to add this back into my collection. Alright, the next one that I have here, this one I was actually pretty excited about, is this ATV Off-Road Fury 4. Now this is the 4th and final game of the ATV Off-Road Fury franchise, which was released by Sony Computer Entertainment. This was released in 2006, and this one's a little different because unlike in the first 3, this one there's actually a story mode to it, and so haven't got a chance to play that yet, but hopefully I get a chance to do so. I'm really interested in seeing how well that goes. Plus, as you can see, there's also not just ATVs, there's also dirt bikes, quads, and a whole bunch of other different vehicles that you can race in as well. And this means I have every single one of the 4 ATV Off-Road Fury games there are. I actually got the 3 other ones in the summer of 2019 when I did my mini collection there that year. So yeah, I can say that I'm probably one of the very few people in the world there is that has all 4 ATV Off-Road Fury games, and usually that's not saying much, but yeah, hopefully I get the chance to play this game soon. The next game that I got here, this was a rather interesting one, is called Splashdown. This was released in 2001, and this one is different because unlike in other racing games, here you actually race on water, racing on jet skis. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was a little bit perplexed with whether or not I made the right decision to add this game to my collection, because I felt like racing on water would probably be a little bit more difficult than racing on dirt or on pavement. But man, hot dog, I was so thrilled with playing this game. I can tell you right now, this is probably one of the best games that I have gotten in quite a long time. I actually really enjoyed it. All the mechanics that are going in this game, all the cool stunts that you get to do, all the great locations that you get to race at, and the punk rock music in the background as well. Man, this is probably one of the best games that I've bought in a long time. So really enjoyed this game, and I'm definitely going to be playing this again in the near future. So if you're a racing video game collector like I am, if you have the chance, you need to get Splashdown. down if you don't have it, because this was one very fun game that I got. After that, the next game that I got here is called Burnout. This was the original game in the Burnout franchise in 2001, and obviously this was different because this one was released by Acclaim Entertainment. I know this was before Electronic Arts obviously got into this series and started playing their games, which obviously we all know Burnout 3 Takedown, which is one of the greatest games of all time. It's obviously a little bit of a difficult one because, you know, there's no takedowns and all that stuff. It's just plain old simple racing, and so obviously it's going to take some time for me to get used to this game, but you know, I already played a little bit of it and I do enjoy it. And I did cover a little bit about this in my Rise and Fall of the Burnout series franchise, which I actually did when I was in my Best Buddies internship last year, so I'll leave the link to it in the description below if you want to check it out. This was one of the games that I covered on that, and obviously I didn't have this game, so you know, I felt like it would be great to add this to my collection. And so really the only console game in the Burnout franchise that I do not have yet is Burnout 2 Point of Impact, and so I'm hoping that I can somehow get it for the month of June. But yeah, you know, otherwise, you know, it's great to definitely lift some of the classics of some of the most popular franchises in video gaming, and so this is definitely one that I'm happy that I got to add to my collection. And finally, the last racing game that I got is Ford Racing 3. This was a part of the Ford Racing franchise, and this is actually one of two that I have. I actually got Ford Racing 2, which I also got in the summer of 2019. Unfortunately, just like Super Trucks Racing, this one is a blue disc, and so unfortunately, until I get a slim PS2, I unfortunately cannot play this game, but I still felt like that it would be cool to have this in my collection. Now, obviously, there are a lot more other Ford Racing games. I don't think I have the original Ford Racing game right now, which is obviously for the original PlayStation and for the PlayStation 1 console, which I don't have, so obviously I still have to get the original PlayStation 1 console to play the original Ford Racing game, but you know, it's still a good thing to add to my collection, you know, just as for like a collectible memorabilia and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully when I do get this one PlayStation 2 in the future, I can go ahead and play this game and see how well this goes. Alright, that's it for all the racing games that I have here. Next up, we're going to move over to our action games here, and the first one that I have here, this is a rather unique one. This is off the movie that was released in 2002. This is Spider-Man. Now, I know that there's another version of Spider-Man that was released in 2000 for the PlayStation 1. I'm hoping to get that one soon when I get the PlayStation 1 console, but this was the one that was based off the movie based in 2002. Different plot, however, it's still the same characters and same stuff and all that. Obviously, I know that for a fact that I used to be a huge Spider-Man fan, and so I do remember having this game, but I really didn't get very far in the story mode. In fact, I never even made it past the first mission. I was just mainly just stuck on the training and all the mini games and all of that. So hopefully when I do get a chance to play this game soon, I can go ahead and play the full campaign mode, and hopefully we'll see if this game is as good as the movie was in 2002, because if not, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. Alright, next game that I have in the action list, I'm not so sure if you can put this under more stealth, but I'm pretty sure you can put it in its own subcategory. I mean, it's an action game, however, it is still a stealth game, but this was one of the all-time greats that I managed to get for last month, and I'm happy that I got this one. This is Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. This is a part of the historic Metal Gear Solid franchise. Of course, the first one was a real hit. I still gotta get that one when I get the PlayStation 1. You know, this is still a very good game that I got to add. This is pretty much what brought the stealth franchise to life in the video gaming industry, and so I haven't had a chance to play this yet, but hopefully I get a chance to do so soon, and then hopefully I can get all the other Metal Gear Solid games as well for the PlayStation 2 and the other PlayStation consoles as well, because this is still one of the all-time great franchises. And so MGS2, not so sure how well this will be compared to the other ones, but you know, this is still a great game to get, and so obviously I do hope that I get a chance to play it soon, because this is a really great find that I was able to get last month. And then the other stealth game that I got for this month is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. This is a part of the Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell franchise, and this was a game that was released in 2005. Now, obviously, if you saw my original video game collection video that I did in 2019, I do have the first two games in the Splinter Cell franchise, which was the original one and Pandora Tomorrow. However, I still haven't managed to get past the first game, but this is the third game in the franchise, and many consider it to be the very best one in the Splinter Cell franchise. So so obviously once I do get to this one, I don't know when that's going to be, but I will be the judge of that. But this is obviously another very good find, and yeah, if stealth had its own genre here in my Haulin Games collection, I'm pretty sure you would put this under the stealth franchise, because this was also another extremely good find that I was able to get. So very happy to have 3 of the games from the Splinter Cell franchise into my collection now. And then the last one for the action genre for this month is Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Now this was another pretty good one that I was actually able to find. This was released in 2007, and this is actually part of a fictional subplot in which you actually play as a character that is more related to Sir Francis Drake, who was an English architect, and so you actually have to go to El Dorado to find some treasure there that was left behind from like multiple years in the past, obviously. And so this was another pretty good one. This was a game that really helped define the early days of the PlayStation 3, and so obviously this helped make Naughty Dog, at least before The Last of Us came out, as a real serious publisher in today's video gaming industry. And so Uncharted is a very popular franchise, and the fact that I just got the very first one in their franchise in my collection, I'm really happy that I got to do that. I am hoping to play this soon, and then hopefully I can also get the other 3 games on the Uncharted franchise as well, because this was also another very good video game franchise there is out there today, and it would be very cool to be able to get all 4 of those games in my collection. So I got one of them, so hopefully we'll see how well this one goes. Alright, next up we're going to go to our crime games. Now unfortunately there are only 2 crime games, but oh boy, these are real good ones that I was able to get. The very first one that I got is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Now obviously last month I got Grand Theft Auto 3, and so I was very excited to get that. I'm also very excited to get Vice City as well. This is actually part of a different story compared to the original GTA franchise, and it takes place in a fictional city that's related to Miami. Obviously that's a very good thing, because like I said, GTA is one of the best selling franchises there is of all time, and the fact that I got a game that's pretty similar but also different to GTA 3, I'm very happy that I was able to get Vice City. This was another really good game, and so I'm really happy that I get a chance to play this. And believe it or not, that's not the only GTA game that I actually got last month, because I also got another one that I got here, and oh boy, you all know Grand Theft Auto 5, but let me tell you something, this was the one that led to it. This is Grand Theft Auto 4 for the PlayStation 3. This was the last GTA game that was released before the famous Grand Theft Auto 5, which we all of course know and love. I don't know what my luck is right now when it comes to Grand Theft Auto games, so I guess it's really good, because I was able to find 3 within the last couple months for really good deals. And so obviously I still gotta get GTA 5 along with San Andreas, which is also another good one, and then once I get the original PlayStation 1, the first 2 games of the Grand Theft Auto franchise as well. And so hopefully I get all of them, because obviously Grand Theft Auto is a great franchise, and so 2 GTA games in 1 month is obviously a real exciting thing for me, and so I'm very happy to have that. I'm also really interested in finding out when Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to come out. Obviously I know that GTA 6 is going to be a very popular game when it does come out. There are a lot of theories suggesting that it could come out this year. Rockstar Games just recently released the list of what they're going to be releasing this year, and from what I heard, GTA 6 is not expected to be on the list this year, unfortunately. So we'll have to see if we're wrong. Maybe there will be a GTA 6 later this year, or if not, maybe at the earliest in 2022. But when it does come out, hopefully I get a chance to get that once I get all the other GTA games, and hopefully play that one as well. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can be able to capitalize on their success with Grand Theft Auto 5 with GTA 6, because I hear there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be happening in GTA 6 that are a lot more out of the ordinary than GTA 5. Alright, finally we are going to head out to our war games, and so the first one that I got here is Killzone 2. This was actually released in 2009, and it's the sequel to the original Killzone, which I got in 2004, and obviously it picks up from where the original Killzone left off. And so this was widely regarded by many at the time of the first game to be a potential Halo killer, be that challenger to Halo, which was released for the original Xbox, and unfortunately it didn't really pan out to be that way. But still, Killzone was also another good franchise, and I'm happy that I had the first one. And so yeah, obviously I did have a little bit of a dilemma with this one, because when I originally got this game, it only came as a disc only version, and so obviously this case here, I actually had to order the case separately just so that way I can be able to fit this game in here. So obviously it was 10 extra bucks that were wasted that I probably shouldn't have, but to whoever sold this case to allow me to put this disc in, thank you very much. You did save me a ton here, and so the next time I am in this situation, I will definitely be coming out to you on eBay to ask for a cover for this particular game, or maybe any other games that I get for the PlayStation 3 in general. And finally, the last game that I got for the month of May of 2021, it is Resistance 2. Now, just like Killzone, Resistance was also another really interesting franchise. This was the sequel to the original Resistance game, which was released in 2006. I do have that one. This is the second one, which was released in 2008. Obviously, this was a rather interesting franchise, as you know. Resistance is a franchise in which you play in the early 1950s, post-World War II, and you play as this guy that's been consumed by some sort of maybe gross thing or something like that. I don't know how you pronounce it, but you have to face off against these alien-like creatures that are trying to destroy your world, and so you have to save your world from these alien-like creatures before anything worse happens or something like that. Yeah, so this is obviously the second game of the Resistance franchise that I got. There's still one more that I don't have. That was released in 2011 or 2012, I think, whatever that is. That's Resistance 3. I do hope that I get a chance to get that one in the near future, but I still gotta get through Resistance 2 first, because Resistance, the original Resistance, was actually a rather interesting game that I played. It was also a pretty good one, but it took me a little bit to be able to complete that one. So, but yeah, hopefully Resistance 2 is a little better than the first Resistance. I haven't gotten the chance to play this yet, but it'll be interesting to see how well this one plays. And once I get Resistance 3, we'll see how that one plays as well. And with that, that is it for all the games that I got for the month of May of 2021. Obviously, when it comes to the amount of games that I got, it's still the same amount. So last month it was 14, and so this month obviously it was 14 again. However, it was still a nice variety of games that I still got, so obviously I will get a chance to play every single one of those when I do get the free time, and so hopefully, obviously all of them are great. Again, there are a couple that I'll probably look at and say, why did I get this game? But it still feels good to add some of these games into my collection. And so yeah, obviously, like I said, hopefully in June I'll get a much bigger collection, hopefully get more than 14 games for once, and hopefully some of them are offer better deals or something like that. But my video game collection's coming along, and so obviously as time goes on and I continue to build more and more of my collections, hopefully I get all the other PlayStation consoles along with the other popular games for those ones as well. And like I said, just try to expand into other console genres as well. A Xbox, Nintendo's, Sega's, and Atari's, all those consoles. Hopefully have a very big collection coming out of this. But for the first 2 months so far, I definitely found some pretty good games in my collection, and so it'll be interesting to see what I get for the month of June of 2021. So obviously I'll have my first shipment starting on Monday, on June 7th, and so we'll see what I get for this upcoming month. Otherwise, that is it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. As always, comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's vlogs, projects, challenges, or video game content like this one, you name it. Be sure to leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to make them. As always, follow me on my social media. All the links are in the description below. That's gonna do it for this video. Hope you're all having another great day. As always, I hope to see all of you again in another video very soon. So long, everybody.